Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good evening. Right, I think this is where we stopped in the last class. Please help me. We finished till here, right, in the last class? Yes, one of you, at least one of you, please tell me. Should we continue from here?
We have finished the fifth one also.
We finished this also. We finished this. Okay, then this one.
We have to continue from this one.
All right, thank you. Yes. So talking about the fifth one, children, see here. Even before you start working, you can guess what you can find. Now, you know that every formula has these three unknowns, A, N, and D in them. Okay, the formula have A, N, and D in them. Now, when you know that S9 is 75. S9 is 75. So what is in the formula for Sn? You have these three unknowns, A, N, and D. Now you know D is 5. You know D is 5, and you don't know A. You don't know A. This is not known. And N is 9 because S9, no S9. So N is 9. So obviously, when you work this, you will be able to find the value of A. We are given S9 is equal to 75. Now, in every formula, we have these unknowns A, N, and D. D is given to be 5. N is 9 because we have S9 is 75. So that means N is 9. A we do not know. So when you work this N by 2, 9 by 2 of 2A plus N minus 1, 9 minus 1 into D, 5 is equal to 75. When you work this in this equation, the only unknown is A. So you can solve this and find the value of A. And then you'll have to find A9. A9 is A plus 8D. A9 is A plus 8D. So you know the value of A, you know the value of D. So substitute and find A9. Yeah. Oh, I think we finished this one. I think I asked you to take a screenshot of this one, right? And complete this, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. All right, children. So again, A, N, and D. A, N, and D. You know A is 2. And you know that D is 8. You do not know because Sn is given. So N is N. You don't know the value of N. Sn is 90. Sn is 90. So sum to how many terms is 90? We don't know. That N is what we have to find. All right. So Sn is equal to 90, right? What is given? Sn is equal to 90. Now, what is Sn? N by 2 of 2A plus N minus 1 into D is equal to 90. Sn is, expanded like this. The formula N by 2 of 2A plus N minus 1 into D. This is Sn is equal to 90. Now, substitute the values which is known to us. A is 2 and the value of D is 8. A is 2 and D is 8. So substitute those values. 2 into 2 is 4. I've written straight away. 2 into 2 is 4. And then, so this will become 8 into n 18. 8 into 1, 8. Multiply 8 with n minus 1. So that is this. And then 4 minus 8 is minus 4. 4 minus 8 is minus 4. So 8n minus 4. 8n minus 4. All right, then see at this point, you can even cross multiply. After this, you can even cross multiply. It's not that you have to take out 2 common. I have worked it like that. You can also cross multiply. You can also, without taking 2 common, you can cross multiply. So I have taken out 2 common. So 2, when it comes out, see 2 into 4n is 18. 2 into 2 is 4. So I've taken out 2 common so that I can cancel this 2 and 2. Now, n into 4n is 4n squared, n into minus 2 is minus 2n. And then this one on the other side, minus 90 is equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation in n. We have a quadratic equation in n. So we'll have to solve this equation and find the 2 values of n. I've explained the quadratic formula once to you. So I found the discriminant here, b square minus 4ac. You know that these are the values of a, b, and c. A is 4, b is minus 2, and c is minus 90. A is 4, b is minus 2, and c is minus 90. So use those values and find the value of d. D is this one. Now n is equal to, why n is equal to? Because the variable is n. The variable is n. So n is equal to minus b plus or minus root d by 2a. This is the quadratic formula. Substitute the values b, substitute the value of b, a, and d, and work this. 2 plus 38 by 8. The square root of this one is 38. You should know how to find the square root by long division method. 144. So group it. 3 threes are 9. 3 threes are 9. What's the remainder? 5 is the remainder. The next pair comes down. The next pair comes down. Double the quotient. And it ends with 4. It ends with 4. So it can be 2 twos are 4 or 8 eights are 64. So 8 eights are 64, 4, 6 carry over. 8 6 are 48 plus 6 is 54. 0. 38 is the square root. 38 is the square root. Or you can even use the prime factorization method. Write 1 4 4 4 like this, then 2. You can also use the prime factorization method. So it's important to know how to find the square root of a number. It's 38, and then it will be 2 plus 38 by 2 or 2 minus 38 by 2. Or not 2, sorry, 8. 2 plus 38 by 8 or 2 minus 38 by 8. So 40 by 8 or minus 36 by 8. 5 or minus 9 by 2. Now n, what is n? The number of terms. The number of terms cannot be negative. It cannot be a fraction. It cannot be negative. Number of terms cannot be a fraction. It cannot be a fraction. It cannot be negative. So this is not possible. Minus 9 by 2 is not possible. Now a can be negative. A can be a fraction. A and D have no restriction. A and D can be negative, positive, fraction. It can be an irrational number like root 2, root 3, anything. But n, number of terms, n, should be a natural number. So n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. So if n is, so we found n is 5. Now you need to find an. N is 5. N is 5. N is 5. So an meaning a5 you'll have to find. An, that is a5, is a plus 4d. A plus 4d. 34. So here you get a quadratic equation in n. We have solved it using the quadratic formula. We got two values for n. N is the number of terms. The sum of how many terms is 90. The sum of how many terms is 90. So number of terms cannot be a fraction, nor can it be negative. See, there can be 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 terms, 5 terms. There cannot be 6.5 terms in an AP or 8.5 terms. Or you cannot say that the AP has minus 10 terms. Number of terms cannot be negative. Number of terms cannot be a fraction also. So minus 9 by 2 cannot represent n. So n has to be 5. Then a5 you have to find. Just wait for a minute. If you have not, you were supposed to write this in your book. If you have not done, please do it now. I'll wait for a minute. Right, let's go to the next one. So now in this AN formula, see it, AN is equal to 62. What is AN? What is AN? A plus N minus 1 into D is equal to 62. You know A is 8. A is 8. So 8 plus N minus 1 into D is equal to 62. That's all we can do with the first one. And then Sn. Sn is equal to 210. N by 2. And I'll show you the answers, right? Don't write anything. So N by 2 of 2A. A is 8. So 16 plus N minus 1 into D, we don't know, is equal to 210. So when you continue to simplify these, you will get two equations. So if you do not get, okay, one more thing. You can also do this. You can also work it like this. Sn is equal to 210 if you use this formula. So Sn is n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. I think this will be more easier for you because you know an. Sn is equal to 210. So n by 2 of the first term plus the last term is 210. Okay, so that is also fine. You have to, I think the calculation there will be a little more. This one will be easier because you know A and an. In this formula, you can see the unknowns are N, A and an. I'll write it again. See here. Sn is equal to 210. Okay. Now we're using the formula n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. Okay, I can use simple bracket is equal to 210. Is equal to 210. What are the unknowns here? N, A, and an. Now we know A and we know an. So you can easily find A from you can easily find n from this. You can easily find n from this. Again, Sn is equal to 210. N by 2 of the first term plus the last term is equal to 210. The unknowns here are N, A, and an. We know an, 62. We know A, 8. We don't know N. So when you substitute here, you can find the value of N. And once you find N, it's easy to find D because because you know an is 62. An is 62. A plus n minus 1 into D is equal to 62. Now we got n. From the earlier working, we have found n. And we already know A. So you can find D. So you can find D. Please work. Done, children? Is it over?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. So here also we have AN, SN. Let's just write this and check if we can use this formula. SN is equal to minus 14. Sn is equal to minus 14. Supposing we use this formula, n by 2 of the first term plus the last term is equal to minus 14. All right. Sn is equal to minus 14. Supposing we write n by 2 of the first term plus the last term is equal to minus 14. The three unknowns here are n, a, and an. We don't know n, we don't know a, and we know an. So two things are unknown here. Earlier we used that. Because we were able to find the value of one unknown. See here. Here we use this formula because A8, AN 62, and solving this, we were able to find the value of n. But here, since you don't know, there are three things and you know only one of it. There are three things, but you know only one of it. Sn is equal to minus 14. So n by 2 of the first term plus the last term is equal to minus 14. Okay, so you know an, this is 4, this one is 4. A we don't know, n also we don't know. So working this, you cannot find anything, like you cannot find the value of anything. Okay, but anyways, you can just proceed. You can write n by 2 of a plus 4 is equal to minus 14. Cross multiply, what do you get? An plus 4n is equal to minus 28. Minus 28. Then take up an. What is an? I'm just getting a call, children. Just a minute. Children, please work. I'll just take 2 minutes. I'll get back. Please work from the slide, children. I'll just get back. Yes, children. So started working, so I'm not disturbing you. Finish it, I'll explain. Yeah. I think you must have finished by now. So as we were discussing, yeah. So I think I started with this one. So Sn, when you use this formula, N, A, and An are the unknowns, but we don't know two things here. We only know An is 4. We don't know N and A. So when you multiply, this is what I was telling you. When you multiply A into N, A into N into 4, 4N is equal to minus 28. So you cannot solve this further. Leave this as it is. Now take the other information. Take the other information. See, you cannot proceed with this because there are two unknowns. There is one equation with two unknowns. So you cannot work this and find the value of any of them. So take the other information. An is equal to 4. An is equal to 4. So when you work this, a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 4. An is a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 4. So we only know the value of d, which is 2. And then 2 into n is 2n, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 is equal to 4. Now here also, here you get an equation in a and n. Here also see a plus 2n is equal to 6. Just stop here. Don't see this one. Stop here. Now look at these two things, children. You can work anything first. You can work anything first, children. There's nothing like you'll have to do this. See, based on the information given, AN is given first, so maybe you'll work that. And then SN is given, so you'll work that. You can also work SN first and then AN. So the order is not important. Now see here, we'll understand till here. Till here. This, for now, we'll not see this until here. So listen. When you work AN is equal to 4, when you work ahead with this information, you understand that we only know the value of d. So we substitute d is equal to 2. And further, we distribute 2. We multiply 2 with every term inside the bracket. And we land with this one. A plus 2n is equal to 6. A plus 2n is equal to 6. At this point, we realize that in this equation, in this one equation, we have two unknowns, a and n. So you cannot solve this further and find the value of a and n. So we stop there. Because you cannot find a, neither can you find a, nor can you find n. So we just stop there. Then we take up the other information. Sn is equal to minus 14. N by 2 of a plus an. Even if you use n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, you will get the same thing. You would try that. You use Sn is equal to n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Same equation you will get. Same thing you will get. So Sn is equal to minus 14, children, and n by 2, this formula, and we only know the value of an, so substitute that. And then when you multiply n with every term inside the bracket, this is what you get. And here also you realize that there are two unknowns, a and n. And working this, you cannot find a or n. So now, but we have two equations. We have two equations, both having the same variables a and n. We have two equations, both having the same variables a and n. So you know you cannot solve this by the elimination method because they're not linear in style. See here, they're not linear in style, meaning here we have this a here. You cannot solve it by the elimination method. You can always solve it by the substitution method. Any two equations having two variables, any two equations having two unknowns, like here a and n, can be solved by the substitution method. Can be solved by the substitution method. Remember that. You have two equations with you. The two equations cannot be solved using the elimination method. You can always use the substitution method. How do you use the substitution method? Take any one equation. Okay, now supposing a plus 2n is equal to 6. Write a in terms of n or write n in terms of a, anything. Write a in terms of n or n in terms of a. So what I've done here, a plus 2n is equal to 6. A is equal to 6 minus 2n. So we have written a in terms of n. Substitute this in the second equation. So in the second equation where you have a, use 6 minus 2n. So that way what you're doing in the second equation, a is eliminated, a is removed, and it's substituted with 6 minus 2n. So now this equation has only one unknown n. You can solve that and find the value or values of n. So when you have two equations with two unknowns, like here A and N, two equations, two unknowns A and N, you are not able to solve it by the elimination method or the cross multiplication method. You can always solve it by the substitution method. What should you do? Take any one equation, write one in terms of the other, like here A in terms of N, A in terms of N. That expression you substitute in the second equation. So in the second equation where there is N, use 6 minus 2N. So that way you'll be converting the second equation. You will be removing A from the second equation and you're introducing N. You're taking A and you're taking away A and you're writing 6 minus 2N. So the second equation now has only N in it. You can solve this and find the value or values of N. That's the idea. So actually, maybe at this point, at this point, when you come to this step, you don't know that you have to write this. So don't write. How do you know that you have to write it like this? Don't write. Just stop here. Just stop there. Don't write this one. Don't write this. Then you'll take up the next, meaning next information. Sn is equal to minus 14. You'll work that, and you'll get this equation. Now you look at these two. You look at these two equations. And then, you know that you cannot solve it by the elimination method. Immediately substitution method. So after that only when you see this equation and this equation, you realize that you can solve them by the substitution method. So you go back after working till here, you go back to the first one. Since this is easier, you go back to the first one. It's easy to write, no, A is equal to 6 minus 2N. So you go back to the first equation and you write A in terms of N. So you actually, after you, like come to this step, after you come to this step, you go back here. After you come to this step, you go back here and then you include this next step. A is equal to 6 minus 2N and you call it 1. And you substitute that in the second equation using 1. You get a quadratic equation and then all that, and N is equal to minus 2 or N is equal to 7. So this is quadratic, you know how to solve it. Minus 2 is not possible because number of terms cannot be negative. Number of terms cannot be negative. So N is equal to minus 2 is not possible. So N is 7. So N is 7. So we found the value of N. Now we'll have to find A. We already have an expression for A. A is equal to 6 minus 2N. So 6 minus 2 into 7 minus 8. Yes, children, please write. You finished, is it? All of you?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you finished writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Yeah, work this. Work this one. So since the AP has a total of 9 terms, see the last term is 28. L is the last term or the nth term. It's given to be 28. And there are a total of 9 terms in the AP. So L is equal to 28 and there are 9 terms in all. So this is the 9th term. The 9th term is 28. Because it's given total of 9 terms. That means the last term is the 9th term. So 9th term, AN is equal to 28. And S means S9. S meaning S9. If nothing is given, it's S9 because there are total of 9 terms. So that means S9 is equal to 144. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So N is 9, total of 9 terms. So N is 9. Last term is 28. 9 terms are there. So which will be the last term? A9. So A9 is equal to 28. Sum is 144, but sum to how many terms? So since there are 9 terms here, we take the sum to 9 terms. S, it's just given S. So sum to how many terms? So since there are 9 terms here, we take the sum to 9 terms is 144. S9 is 144. Yeah, we use this formula. S9 is equal to 144. So n by 2, 9 by 2 of the first term, A, plus the last term, A9. When you're finding the sum to the first 9 terms, A9 is the last term. A9 will be the last term. Yeah, so we substitute and A is 4. Yeah, I think this also you can do it by yourself. Finished, children? Done writing, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any questions, children? Class, use the
No,
emoji.
ma'am.
All right. Raise your hand. Class, use the emoji. Raise your hand. Ramanathan, Nandini, Harini, Sneha, Tarun, Murali, Ananya, Shreyas, Netra. Netra, after a long time, very long time. Raja Rajeshwari.
Okay.
Yes,
And
Netra. Exams, no?
it's not got completed, so I
You please watch the early recordings of arithmetic progression to understand the classes. Deepika, Murali Krishna, Priyanka, and Hitesh. Kanishka, you were also not there in the last class, right? Kanishka is not there now. I thought I saw her. All right. Lower your hands, class. Thank you. Lower your hands. Yeah, how many of you finished dinner? Raise your hand. Only Ram, Priyanka, and Shreyas. Murali. Okay, lower your hands. Harini and Sneha. Okay. It's okay. Now, I'm seriously asking you, how many of you are having dinner now? Like listening and, having dinner. It's okay. Raise your hand. How many of you are presently having dinner and attending the class? Nobody. Okay, then those of you, I thought this will be convenient, but I don't know, when you're not having dinner, I'm like scared if 9, 10 o'clock is too late to eat. Or those of you who want to share something with me, please stay back after the class or make sure you finish your dinner before you take up this class, children. 10 o'clock becomes too late to eat. If you're used to that, if you normally eat by 10, that's a different story. But if you usually eat by 9 and it's getting late because of the class, please stay back and share that with me. Yeah. Find the number of terms in each of the following. Find the number of terms in each of the following. So, how do we understand the question? The sum of how many terms? So the AP starts with -1. So A is -1. And the common difference will be 1 by 4. The common difference will be the second term 1 by 4 minus the first term -1. This is A2. This is A1. And A2 minus A1 is the common difference. Is the common difference. Okay, so you know A and D. Now the sum of how many terms? The sum of how many terms will produce a total of 3969. How many terms must be taken? How many terms of the AP must be taken to produce a sum of 3969? Same thing here. How many terms from the beginning? How many terms must be considered to produce a sum minus 441? That's the question. That is a question. So what is 3969, children? What can you say about 3969? Is it, 3969? Is it AN or SN?
Yes, sir.
SN.
Why not AN?
SN.
Why not AN is equal to 3969? Why SN?
Because they're at.
Because?
It is a sum of the. They are giving the sum. They are adding it.
Correct. What does AN represent?
Ma'am, last term.
Yeah. AN is the if you say AN is equal to 3969, that means 3969 is a term of the AP. AN is equal to 3969 means 3969 is a term of the AP. See here, this is A1. This is A1, this is A2, this is A3. So if you say AN is 3969, that means AN is a term of the AP. No, this is not a term of the AP. The total is 3969. SN is equal to 3969. Yeah. Work that and find the value of n, children. It's easy. You know A and D. So this is the equation. You need to work with this. Sn is equal, you need to write this. Sn is equal to 3969. N by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 3969. N, we don't know, by 2 of 2a, 2 into minus 1, plus n, we don't know, minus 1 into d, find out. 1 by 4 minus 1, so plus 1. So it'll be 5 by 4. D is 5 by 4 is equal to 3969. So when you work this, you'll get a quadratic equation. Solve and find the value of n. Do both the sums. Do the first one and tell me the answer first. When you get the quadratic equation, share that with me. Please let me know when you get the quadratic equation. Got the equation, children? Yes, I want the equation. I want the quadratic equation. Work in progress. Okay. Yeah. Yes, what's the equation?
I'm 5.
5.
Then 9.
5. Children, it doesn't take this long to get the equation, children. What's wrong? Ramnathan, where are you? Are you getting the equation, the quadratic equation?
5n square minus 5n minus 8n.
5n square
Minus 5n minus 8n.
5n square minus 5n minus 800, huh?
No. Minus 80.
80.
No. Simple 8. 8 only.
8 is equal to 0, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Others? Okay, I have to show the answer.
I got 5n square by 8 minus 13n by 8 minus
Minus? No, we all have issues in solving. Okay, we all have issues in solving. Let me see. So this one I'll show you. Next you have to work. Check Nandini if you've
Ma'am, I got the same equation, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right, very good. You can
Ma'am,
proceed.
but I didn't take that. I didn't multiply that 8, ma'am.
You didn't cross multiply, yeah? 8.
Yes, ma'am.
You forgot?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after substituting, children, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. And you have to, there's nothing else you can do. You have to multiply 5. See, this is n minus 1 into d. You have to multiply 5 by 4 with n. 5n by 4. And 5 by 4 with minus 1. Minus 5 by 4. 2a, multiply 2 and a. 2 into minus 1 minus 2. Then multiply n minus 1 and d. So 5 by 4 into this and 5 by 4 into this. So that's what you see here. And then what can you do after this? You have to take the LCM. You have to take the LCM. So LCM 4. And this is what is the next step. Then you can simplify. Minus 8 and minus 5 is minus 13. So NC, how I've written the next step. You can multiply the numerators. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. So you can see minus 8 minus 5 is minus 13. So 5n minus 13. This n I've written here. And 2 4s are 8. 2 4s are 8. You can multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators. So n into 5n minus 13 by 2 4s are 8 is equal to 3969. Cross multiply. And bring all the terms to one side is equal to 0. Then solve using the quadratic formula. Yeah, please do. So here you get n is negative. It's a fraction. It's not only a fraction, it's also negative. So not possible. So n is equal to 81. So the sum of the first 81 terms of the AP will produce 3969. Please work, children. Second one, all of you should get it right. So children, the method to find the square root is very important. I'll share the video on how to find the square root of a number in case you've forgotten. We have learned this in standard 8. If you've forgotten, you can just refer to the video. I'll just share it now. You can watch later. So see, finding the square root of this number by prime factorization method is so hectic. You need to know the long division method. Finish this and let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what about the others? All right.
Mom, 1 minute. Ma'am.
Oh yeah, sure.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, children. Do this one. Tell me the quadratic equation you get. What is the common difference?
Minus
Minus 2.5.
Yeah, minus 2, minus 5 by 2, correct. Minus 5 by 2. Yeah, be the first to say the quadratic equation. I'm eagerly waiting for that.
and
Yeah,
minus 5n square plus 41n plus 882
come again. Minus 5n squared.
plus 41n
Yeah, plus 41n.
plus 882.
882
Yes,
is equal to 0. Correct?
yes, yes, ma'am.
No, darling, no. I think I'm having a different equation. No. Please check.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I'm getting as 5n square minus 75n minus 1760.
Yeah, can you just take a picture of that and share it with me, Shreyas? Is it possible?
Yes.
Yeah, please do that.
Ma'am, I'm getting as minus 5n square plus 77n minus 1764, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Take a picture and share it with me on WhatsApp.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This is from Harini, is it?
Sneha, mom.
Oh, your voices are so, similar for me, so I can't make out. Okay, Sneha. Sneha, very good. Yeah, I've got from Rajeshwari, Sneha. 5n square minus 77n plus 1 minus. I'm having 5n square minus. Just check the sign alone, Sneha. When you cross multiply.
Next step, I change the sign, mom.
No. You check the sign. Somewhere you've gone wrong.
Yeah,
I
mom.
think, yeah. When you cross multiply, you get minus 1764, correct?
Yeah, mom, I got it.
Yeah, okay. So Sneha is right. Rajeshwari. Again with the sign, Rajeshwari, it's minus 1764 only, no? Why you made it plus?
Sorry, ma'am, I made a mistake then.
Yeah, you're right. So she's also right. Shreyas. So Shreyas, your working is not clear and your equation is also not correct. Shreyas, you need to check. Nobody else? Very good, girls. Sneha and Rajeshwari, you're right. Others can take the help from the slide and make out your mistake. You can ask me if you have any doubts. Tarun. Tarun, to find the square root of 41,209, you estimated it, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. All right. So children, let me also share that with you. It's better you find the square root, but you can also estimate like this, 41,209. Now this lies between, what is 200 into 200? 40,000, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So Yeah, 200 into 200 is 40,000. And 210 into 210. Just find, two numbers between which this number 41,209 lies. So 200 into 200. Okay, 200 squared is 40,000. 210 squared. 10 numbers after that. 210 squared is 21 squared is 441. And 2 zeros. 44,100. Now clearly this number 41,209 lies between 40,000 and 44,000. So the square root of this number should be somewhere between 200 and 210, but it ends with 9. So it has to be 203 square or 207 square, because 7 sevens are 49, 3 threes are 9. Only the squares of these two numbers can end with 9. So you multiply 203 and 203 and check if you get 41,209. If you don't get here, you should get it with this. Or if you get it with this, it's not this.
Understood, ma'am.
Yeah. So children, I'll repeat that. See, you can also estimate the square root of 41,209. You can estimate only with the perfect square. Only with the perfect square you can estimate. So I said 200 square is 40,000. 210 squared is 44,100. This is easy to find because 21 into 21 is 441, 2 zeros. Now this number 41,209 clearly lies between these two numbers. 40,000 and 44,000. 41,209 lies between these two numbers. So that is 200 and 210. So the square root of 41,209 should lie between 200 and 210. What are the numbers between 200 and 210? 201, 202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207, 208, 209. These numbers lie between 200 and 210. But this number ends with the digit 9. So the square root of this number can be 203 or 207 because 3 threes are 9, 7 sevens are 49. Only can give you 9 in the end. And you see that the square root is 203. So like this, you can also estimate 203. Yes, children. Any questions? Yeah, so Tarun, the equation is correct and your final answer.
Yes, 28 equal to minus 441.
But you're not asked to find S20. A28, S20. Oh, yeah. S28 is minus 441, 28 terms. Yes. Very good. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Work this one. We'll discuss on the next class. I want to do this one now. Take a screenshot, write the question and leave some place for this. Complete this by yourself. We'll understand this in the next class. Write on the question, all of you. All right. Take a screenshot, complete, work this answer. We'll see the, in case you don't understand, whatever it is, we'll see it in the next class. Yeah, do this now. Which term of the arithmetic progression is square root of 114,045? So now will you say an is equal to square root of 14,045 or Sn is equal to, which of the two is correct? Which term? Yeah. Which term is this one? Which term meaning first term, second term, third term, fourth term? We don't know. So nth term. So an, some term of the AP is 14 square root of 14,045. So an is equal to square root of 14,045. So you should work with this. So before that square root of 5, what is square root of 45? 3 root 5. So like that you do work this. So you find the AP and find A and D, and also write 14,045 as a mixed assert. Right, this one also as a mixed assert. Like how you write root 45 is equal to 3 root 5. Similarly, write this also as a mixed assert. Yeah, work this. Yes. Got it? So how do you write square root of 14,045 as a mixed surd?
53 root 5.
How much?
53 root 5.
53 root 5. Very good. Okay. So what are the terms of the arithmetic progression? Root 5.
3 root 5.
3 root 5. Then
5 root 5.
5 root 5 and so on. So an is equal to 53 root 5. So a plus n minus 1 into d. This is a plus n minus 1 into d, 2 root 5 is equal to 53 root 5. So children, it's important to know how to simplify this. Now first, this is n minus 1 into 2 root 5. 2 root 5 will not come down for division here. 2 root 5 will not, see now when you have say, okay, let me do it here itself. Now this is in multiplication, n minus 1 into 2 root 5. This is in multiplication. First you have to transfer or transpose this root 5 plus root 5 on the other side minus root 5. This will go to the other side first. Now n minus 1 into 2 root 5 is equal to 52 root 5. After this, after transposing root 5, then this 2 root 5 will come for division. N minus 1 is equal to 52 root 5 divided by 2 root 5. See, you cannot bring 2 root 5 for division here. You have to first transpose this and then transpose this. So if you made that mistake, you're wrong. If you brought this down for division, you're wrong. You must first transpose root 5 and then this will come for division. Yeah, see the answer? Yes, children, since it's time, just take a screenshot. I've told you whatever you need. So n is equal to 27, which means the 27th term, A27 is square root of 14,045. N is 27, which means the 27th term of the AP is square root of 14,045. A27 is 14,045. Sorry, A27 is square root of 14,045. Please take a screenshot and complete this, children. Take a picture. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. Good night. You may leave the call.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.